Bond has been set at $250,000 in a Canton Municipal Court for Scott Winter. He's accused there of strangling a dog and killing it back in March at his home in Canton. Also, new charges have been filed in Warren Municipal Court in the alleged animal cruelty case spanning 2 counties. 27 First News reports the Warren home of Winter, who is accused of killing and skinning a pit bull, is now condemned. His girlfriend, Victoria Young, remains in Trumbull County Jail and is facing additional charges. Investigators say she left the dog in the road after it was hit by a car, even though it was still alive. Detectives say the Warren home was in deplorable condition. They also say they found a green spiral notebook labeled dogs with recipes inside. The man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend last summer and driving her body to Western New York State pleaded guilty, bringing the year-old murder case to a conclusion. 27 First News reports prosecutors say Jashawn Elliott got angry with Anvia Mickens over another man, strangled her, and stabbed her 23 times. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. A 2-year investigation by the FBI and a Mahoning Valley Law Enforcement Task Force led to federal drug and weapon charges. Arrested included Eva Weissel of Youngstown and Jonathan Brown of Austintown. Federal prosecutors say the suspects were trafficking in cocaine. Police in Newcastle have made an arrest in an early morning shooting that happened yesterday. Harold Davis of Newcastle is charged with attempted homicide, aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. They say Davis pulled out a handgun and shot Andre Robinson multiple times, all starting from an argument between Davis and Robinson in the 100 block of Wallace Avenue. Police are looking for Latrell Jackson, Otis Simmons, and Brittany Thomas, all 3 suspects accused of a home invasion in Youngstown that happened on Beechwood Place July 31st. The men were recently released from prison after serving time on homicide convictions. In sports, the Angels beat the Indians 7-4, both again tonight, 6:37 airtime on 570 WKBN. Pirates beat St. Louis 7-6. They both play again today as well in Pittsburgh. And the Mahoning Valley Scrappers lose to Batavia 8-2. From the Power Chevrolet Buick GMC of Calcutta, Ohio newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 1:30. Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charlie's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charlie's. Cool your home this summer. Call Mazza Heating and Cooling in Girard, your factory-authorized Bryant dealer. Now, the Storm Team 27 forecast.
Temperatures will climb to the mid-80s today. Expect a mix of sun and clouds. Small risk for a stray shower this afternoon. Temperatures will drop back into the mid-60s tonight with mainly clear skies. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
Stiefel is a full-service firm offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. Stiefel has 5 offices in the Valley with experienced advisors assisting you. For more information, visit stiefel.com or call 330-744-4351. Stiefel Nicholas & Company, Incorporated.
It's the 6th annual Wings and Wheels, Sunday, August 5th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. See up to 1,000 classic, exotic, and vintage cars, trucks, and motorcycles, with the first 700 getting dash plaques. And see over 100 airplanes that'll be flying in all day. There'll be great food vendors, music, and beer. Avoid the lines and get your advance tickets at Andrews Shopping Center in Howland Corners. And zoom right into the 6th annual Wings and Wheels, Sunday, August 5th from 8 to 5 at the Sluice Airfield next to the Ernie Hall Aviation Museum on North River Road in Howland.
From America's best-selling automobile to the world's toughest trucks, there's a reason why customers are driving from Youngstown, Boardman, Austintown, Hermitage, even Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So come and find out for yourself at our all-new state-of-the-art facility on Route 46. See you at Toyota of Warren.
Every day, 1,700 new kids begin abusing opioids. Most teens get these drugs from family or friends. Prevent children from abusing prescription drugs by locking your meds or by taking unwanted medications to a nearby drop box. A message from the Trumbull County Mental Health and Recovery Board.
Art Bell is back.
This is Art Bell. Welcome back.
Saturday nights at 9.
You're hearing 570 WKBN Youngstown.
All right, welcome everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show, and I am Joe Danier, your host, owner of Youngstown Computer, and we do this show on Saturdays. Kind of give you a forum to talk about things that are happening in tech, ask any questions that are rolling around in your brain, and just it's pretty much all topics are on the table. We talk a little bit about business, a little bit about tech. You know, we're big advocates for the city of Youngstown, so anything that's going on downtown, we're talking about on this show. So phone number 330-729-9977 is the phone number. Feel free to call all show long. And we'll take your questions, and it's the nice thing about the show is we sort of learn in the collective, where all of us bring up topics, we talk about them very publicly, and then those of us who haven't experienced it yet get to kind of learn vicariously through us as we, share experiences that we've been through. And there's some common themes that, emerge on this show when it comes to security. We really want to keep all of you who are sort of young in this endeavor as safe as we can. And if we share the scary things, we're not sharing the scary things so that we scare you into not doing this. We share the scary things so that you can prevent and protect yourself. Because when you do go into, like that, if you're used to a small town and then you visit a big city, like everything is different and there's a whole new rule set, and love it or hate it, it's just a different being, and you've got to, behave differently than you would when you're at your regular small town. So it's sort of like that, where it's a much bigger city and much more open set of rules. If you're not used to dealing with people that are in different countries and different cultures and speak different languages, then sitting on the sidelines just long enough to learn enough so that you can get out on the field and do so with confidence. And that's sort of what we do here is we've taken people from the very, very, very early stages of computer usage and tech usage, and because they've listened long enough, they've heard enough to know what is likely, that they're going to run into, and then they hit it with some confidence. They're not just waiting to get blindsided. They go into it a little bit smarter than the people who are, trying to come after them. And so that's what we do on this program. So 330-729-9977. There was a big news topic this week, and it's all the rage here that we're talking about 3D printing and printing weapons. Okay, and I'll tell you this: it's a polarizing topic because there's people who like guns and people who dislike guns and people who have these 3D printers where you can basically start printing your own stuff. Right? You can print trinkets and little plastic pieces and statues and all that kind of stuff. So you as a consumer have the ability to have, instead of taking something to a shop and spending thousands of dollars on creating stuff, you can start doing it yourself. Now, it's a little impractical in its current state, right? We're basically printing. What's available to consumers is we're printing in plastic, okay? So none of you would actually try to build a gun out of plastic because just based on the pressures that make guns even useful, plastic is not your primary material. It's not a good material for holding pressure, right? So this is not what we would want to use for creating a firearm. But they do release plans. So if you have an AutoCAD drawing of a firearm, you can put it into a printer and you can print the components and you can assemble something that's capable of taking a bullet in and putting a firing pin in it and being able to expel a bullet out of it. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. So the regulations, when we're starting to consider these new technologies, we sort of have to wrap it in making sure that people just aren't, willy-nilly creating these guns that are untraceable. And then you have a lot of death that follows because of it. So I understand why it is a contentious topic, but I think it's sort of like it should stay sort of in the academic realm where we figure out a good way of regulating. But this, I'm not a believer in controlling the flow of information because you don't actually stop things when you do that. Just like, hey, let's make it illegal to download music, and what happens? You can't stop that. It's a trend. If you can create your own stuff, part of the creating your own stuff is maybe creating stuff that people disagree with. So while I agree that it's an issue that needs to be addressed and talked about, I don't necessarily think it's a political issue where there should be a pro and con. I just think it should be, dealing with it just like any other thing, like firecrackers and stuff like that. Having an academic debate about what we can do to keep it safe, not saying, hey, let's just, kill the ability, or I don't know. I guess it's still under debate. 330-729-9977. Let's go to John first. John, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yes, Joe. We have a little problem. Someone is posting on Facebook people that do not want to be on there. There must be over 20 people. And, they show their profile and their name, but they, we want to find out. We're trying to find out who's doing this, And is there a way you can do that? Find out?
Well, I see them pop up all the time, and it's some people that I know that I'm already friends with. I'll get a friend request for them, and it's somebody that is a new profile of that person. So it's sort of like a randomized thing where if you have someone in your friends list that maybe you don't know, then they're capable of seeing your other friends and duplicating some of those profiles. Best we can do is, as users, when we see a profile pop up that doesn't make much sense, report it as a potential fake or a fraud, and sort of let the social media people handle it and weed those out. But it's a problem, and we see it popping up all the time.
I see. I'm not too much on computers and Facebook. My wife and daughter are listening, so So what we do is tell other people about it, or.
Yeah, if you find one, so search yourself, search people that you that are in your family, and make sure that there aren't multiple instances. And when you see one, you can report those instances, report those profiles to the companies, and then if they're engaging in fraud or they don't look right, they'll delete the profiles and suspend them, because they'll put the burden, they'll put sort of like a prove your identity type of thing, and it won't let them allow to message people and send requests out to them. So it puts them in a safe mode, if you will. So it's up to us to be vigilant when we see something weird like that to report it.
I see. Okay. Well, I thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, John. Yeah. Appreciate you being out there. Appreciate you calling the program. And not just on Facebook, but if you've kind of looked at the news lately, Twitter has been cleaning up fake profiles and fake accounts. Remember, this is the Wild West here, where anybody in the world can create these they can create these identities. It doesn't take anything but an email address to say you are a person. So I'm going to go on Gmail. I'm going to call myself johnsmith@gmail.com if that were available. And then I go to Facebook and I'm like, hey, I'm John Smith, and here's my email address, John Smith. Here's a picture. I could have just downloaded it. It could have been a picture of Vin Diesel for all I know. And then I took Vin Diesel and put him on my profile picture. And now John Smith is on Facebook, totally legitimate, and I can start making requests. I can invite friends to be friends with me on that profile of Facebook, and I can really have a big following, and I have a masked identity. It's not even, not even me. So it is a problem where most of the people you engage with on Twitter are probably bots or marketers or just fake profiles completely. So when your privacy settings inside the social media environment, that's why I think Facebook probably has the most controllable, who you're friends with, who can see your stuff, has lots of privacy settings. So you can kind of customize if you want it to be that the only people who can see stuff about you are the immediate people that are friends, and you know that those people, you don't accept incoming friend requests. You make sure that they're your actual person. That's probably your best controls. So, but be safe out there. I mean, don't expect just don't accept the fact that the person making a friend request is who they say they are, right? Figure it out. So, if before someone you accept somebody as a friend, because that gives them a sort of a whole set of abilities. When you accept them as a friend, you're saying, yeah, I recognize them. Right? So don't keep people that you don't know on those lists, people who don't have common friends with you, people who are not in your state or country, people who, are hacking the English language and speak very, don't speak in very great grammar. Is that grammar? Anyway, 330-729-9977. Okay, so back to the controversial 3D printing of guns. So states are attempting to stop the plans for printing guns. So if you can't get plans, then you can't print guns, because you need to be able to take these little files and put them into your 3D printing, your printer, and then with those plans, it starts laying down some of the plastics that create the weapons. And so that's the state's version of, I'm going to control this by making the plans illegal. That's the part I disagree with, because they're, anyway. You can't regulate the materials, because you can just buy the plastics anywhere. You can't regulate the 3D printers, because you can buy the 3D printers anyway. So the information is really where they were bought into. So like I said, the jury is out on that. I believe that Pennsylvania was weighing it, Ohio was weighing it, and again, we got to keep it sort of in our sights to know what we want to do with it. But as of right now, there are much. If you want to have a weapon, there are much easier ways of getting a weapon. I mean, black market weaponry is still a thing. I mean, as much as we hate it, you can still buy a off the grid weapon for a couple $100, and we're talking about if you were able to print an actual gun made of the materials that could be a gun. I mean, it'd be way more than just buying a regular gun. So it's less of a threat than I think that most of us expect. It's a scary proposition that you can just print anything you want sometimes. But it goes a little bit more into it than you're immediately thinking. All right, 330-729-9977. I want to tell you a little bit about Youngstown Computer. Youngstown Computer is a service provider, both commercial and residential services. You could check us out at youngstowncomputer.com. You can visit and drop off a computer, schedule appointments with our guys over in our Struthers office, 600 Youngstown Pullen Road. Everything from repairs to upgrades, pretty much everything in the industry. We can get new equipment. We can do data transfers, hard drive to hard drive. We can put more memory in it. We can buy bigger video cards and more capable video cards. All of that stuff that takes maybe an aged computer and gives it a little bit of life to it. So if you got a 3-year-old computer, it's running a little bit slow, need an upgrade of a hard drive or memory, we are your company. So 330-259-7278. You can schedule with our guys, set up an appointment, and sort of, a lot of people use us in a way where, we get the computer fixed, and then you also rent some time with us so that we make you a better computer user by the end of the engagement. So our guys are really smart at this. So sitting down with them after the repair is done, you can take your wish list of things that maybe you've been wanting to know, wanting to get a little bit better at. And while you have, a guy that knows what he's doing sitting in front of you, you can kind of go down that list. So it's real cool to be able to sit down after the computer's fixed. And, the primary reason we sit you in front of your computer first is for you to check to make sure what we did ended up working out. So you test it out in a way that, proves, you are the ultimate auditor when it comes to that. So sitting you down in front of your own computer and saying, okay, let's see if we did what we were supposed to do. And then while we're there, we say, you know what? I was always wondering, how do you make a shortcut? It would be really cool to put a shortcut on my desktop. It would get me to my programs easier. Or, hey, my desktop is filled with stuff. How do I organize it and archive it? Or, I want to put some bookmarks, or I want to manage my bookmarks, or I want to clean this up, or show me how to do this. I mean, it's a great opportunity to rent the brain that's sitting in front of you to help you get and become a more proficient user. Because that's the goal with this program is once we start getting you used to this, then we start showing you things maybe you didn't even realize were a thing, where you're probably just using about 2% of the capabilities of that magical black box in front of you, when there's much more that you could be delving into. And it really only takes is you get started, you get a little bit of knowledge, and then you push the boundary. And then you get more knowledge, and you push the boundary. And as you push the boundary, you're able to get into more and more things. And, when we say that we can do 3D printing, that applies to you. You're a novice user, but eventually these things are going to get to the point where just like you print a letter out of Word, you can print something out of the 3D printer. So if you go down that path, and that kind of stuff interests you, this is the program and this is the venue where we get a little bit deeper, we get into a little bit more stuff. So 330-259-7278 is the phone number. Again, youngstowncomputer.com. You can stop by and drop your machine off. Make sure you schedule an appointment before you just head down there. The phone number, 330-259-7278, address 600 Youngstown Pullen Road in Struthers. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, take some more of your phone calls. The number here at the studio is 330-729-9977, or you can text me at 333-1570. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Get ready for the Country Music Television Event of the Summer.
We're going to have some fun tonight.
Our 2018 iHeart Country Festival for the first time ever on Fox. Tomorrow, the biggest stars of country: Keith Urban, Dustin Lynch, John Party, Aaron Morris, and more. And never seen before collaborations. Plus a television world premiere, the reunion of Sugarland. Our 2018 iHeart Country Festival. An all-new 2-hour television special. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Only on Fox.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085. 800-555-2085.
It's the 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, Friday, August 3rd through Sunday the 5th in downtown Youngstown. Over 4 city blocks of entertainment with over 40 Italian restaurants and food vendors and over 24 retail craft vendors. Join us for the opening ceremonies on Friday, pasta eating contest on Saturday, and the homemade wine contest on Sunday. Children's activities provided by Oh Wow Children's Center. Join us for Sunday Mass with a procession and the grand raffle. The 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, August 3rd through the 5th in downtown Youngstown.
Great deals are going on now during Menards Red Hot Sale. Update your kitchen with custom craft laminate countertop in 10-edge styles and over 90 colors, or high-resolution laminate countertop in 10-edge styles and over 50 colors. On sale now. Plus, save an additional $3 a lineal foot after rebate. Save big on custom craft laminate and high-resolution laminate countertop. Good through August 4th. Now, during Menards Red Hot Sale.
Save big money at Menards. The Scrappers return to Eastwood Field for a 3-game homestand, August 5th through the 7th, against the State College Spikes. Highlighting the homestand is team poster giveaways, adoption awareness night, Every Monday Matters, and Peanut Free Night. For more information, call 330-505-0000. Friend us on Facebook or visit us at mvscrappers.com. The 2018 season is presented by the Eastwood Mall Complex. Scrappers Baseball. Baseball with bite.
Freak yeah, Jimmy John's.
Freak yeah, what if I just needed 1 sandwich delivered?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 100 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 24 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
67 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
You know, 67's a prime number.
Freak yeah, a whole number greater than one whose only factors are 1 in itself, I know.
Great. I'll take 1 turkey tom, please.
Freak yeah, 1 turkey tom, on the way.
Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and this is your show where we get to talk about things that are happening in tech. You can ask us questions, and feel free along the way to make requests here, and we'll relay anything that you send us. Either call us on the line here or text us. Here's a text message. Can you walk us through the steps of how to completely delete our Facebook account, and if it's possible? I created one for my business, but I no longer want to be associated with it. Okay, so there's 2 things you can do with Facebook. You can either step out and deactivate your account for a period of time, or you can completely delete it. Now, I will tell you that they would probably request that you deactivate it, where it disappears, it's still there, you can reactivate it if you needed to, but once you delete, it's irrecoverable. So you're going to put a request. They're probably going to try to talk you into deactivating it. But if you go into the Facebook's Help Center, and if you log into your account, you find help on the right-hand side, search for delete account, and you'll basically there's a I think the first paragraph is going to explain what that means. Like, everything is going to be gone, your pictures are going to be gone, your posts are going to be gone, all your history is going to be gone, and you can't get it back. So download all of that stuff if it is, if you want it. And then there's a link right below that says, if you want to delete it, make the request here. And then you have to be logged in as you hit make the request, and then you fill out the form. And it honestly takes a couple weeks in order for them to both field the request and actually get it deleted off of there. And I have a feeling that that's done sort of on purpose to slow the process down, just in case, you got mad and made the request, and it gives you a chance to, back out of that. Also, it probably is a long process to make sure that they follow all the protocols to do it. So it takes about 2 weeks to be able to do, but that's your answer. Go to the help center, search for delete account, follow the help article to the link where it says to delete account, and then wait your 14 days, and then it will be removed. In the meantime, if you want to set your account to private and then remove all of your, friends and stuff like that, it'll sort of, do some of that already. It won't be complete, obviously, until they delete it. You'll still be searchable. There'll be stuff out there. What happens is, this social media thing is a double-edged sword where it's great to be able to put yourself out there and people to read about you and learn about you. But if someone's got an axe to grind, they can use social media as a weapon against you. And usually the companies that do social media are really good about making sure that things are legit, because that's really all it comes down to. If there's crappy companies that do a lot of bad, having reviews and stuff like that read about them when it's accurate is okay. But if you've got someone who's got an axe to grind and wants to say something negative about you, it's really tough, because then future customers come up and read this stuff and like, hey, I don't deal with this guy. This guy's a jerk. So double-edged sword. It's really helpful. You have to really manicure the pressures to be really customer service oriented, so that you stay free of that kind of stuff. But if all else fails, and if your social media becomes a cesspool for complaints about you, you pick companies like DirecTV. I use them a lot because they beat up on me as much as I've beat up on them. But if you go and just as a new customer, look at current customers' feedback, it is like 50% absolutely love the company and would give their last dollar to give, and 50% absolutely hate the company and think that they're the Satan incarnate. So it's one of those things where, the law of averages, the law of numbers here helps out DirecTV stay afloat and have a presence on social media. But smaller companies that don't have the ability to nurture a social media identity, sometimes it's just easier to get rid of it. It's too much of a hassle. But I'll tell you, it's a science in of itself, and there's a lot of marketing companies, even local, that know the importance of nurturing that online presence. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back, take some more of your phone calls, 330-729-9977, or text me here at 333-1570. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Bob Davis, and 2018 Ford Escape SUVs are on sale at Fairway Ford in Canfield, with over 75 available, including four-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. Save now, like new 2018 Ford Escapes for only $19,900, or lease for $249 a month for only 36 months with zero out-of-pocket. With approved credit, just sign and drive a new Escape for only $249 a month. See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Here's what's happening in the Valley. The man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend last summer and driving her body to western New York State pleaded guilty, bringing the year-old murder case to a conclusion. 27 First News reports prosecutors say Jashawn Elliott got angry with Anvia Mickens over another man, strangled her, and stabbed her 23 times. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. New charges have been filed in Warren Municipal Court yesterday in the case of a Warren man accused of killing and skinning a pit bull. Scott Winter's home is now condemned. His girlfriend, Victoria Young, remains in the Trumbull County Jail. She's facing additional charges. Investigators say she left the dog in the road after it was hit by a car, even though it was still alive. Detectives say the Warren home was in deplorable condition. They also say they found a green spiral notebook labeled Dogs with recipes inside. The State Highway Patrol has confirmed an accident earlier this morning has caused the westbound lane of I-76 in Mahoning County to be closed at mile marker 55. They say the westbound lanes are closed east of 534 and expect traffic delays. Traffic's being detoured from Bailey Road to Mahoning Avenue to State Route 534. A 2-year investigation by the FBI and the Mahoning Valley Law Enforcement Task Force has led to federal drug and weapon charges. Arrested included Eva Weissel and Jonathan F. Brown. Prosecutors say they were trafficking in cocaine. Police in Newcastle have made an arrest in an early morning shooting that happened yesterday. Harold Davis in Newcastle is charged with attempted homicide, attempted assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. They say he pulled out a handgun and shot Andre Robinson, all starting from an argument in the 100 block of Wallace Avenue. Police are looking for Latrell Jackson, Otis Simmons, and Brittany Thomas. The three are accused of a home invasion in Youngstown that happened on Beechwood Place July 31st. The men were recently released from prison after serving time on homicide convictions. From the Power Chevrolet Buick GMC of Calcutta, Ohio newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 2. For your home or business, call Mazza Heating and Cooling in Girard, your factory-authorized Bryant dealer. Now, the Storm Team 27 forecast.
Temperatures will climb to the mid-80s today. Expect a mix of sun and clouds. Small risk for a stray shower this afternoon. Temperatures will drop back into the mid-60s tonight with mainly clear skies. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
Hospitals and major healthcare providers want you to believe one thing. They want you to believe you do not have a choice when it comes to medical imaging. Hospitals can hit you with thousands of dollars in medical bills. Don't listen. Go where so many have gone and have saved thousands of dollars on their medical imaging. DMXI. You don't have to pay those ridiculous hospital fees. DMXI is here to help you. It's your decision where you have your imaging taken. Trust DMXI. Go to DMXI.com or stop in at their local location just off Todd Avenue in Boardman.
Stifel is a full-service firm offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. Stifel has 5 offices in the Valley with experienced advisors assisting you. For more information, visit Stifel.com or call 330-744-4351. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated.
Hi, this is Dan Rivers. We're back with another year of Tribe Replay, brought to you by Stadium GM Superstore in Salem. Win a 5 Points car wash, an oil change from Stadium, a Pizza Hut pizza, and a monthly grand prize of Indians tickets and dinner at Chili's Bar and Grill. Weekdays, 8:30, 570 WKBN.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-573-9552. That's 800-573-9552. 800-573-9552. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charley's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charley's. 570 WKBN.com. Driven by Donnell Ford. Boardman and DonnellFord.com. The only place where you can discover the Donnell difference.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and we get to do this on Saturday where we talk about things in tech. So we've been doing it for 10 years, and I don't know, I've shared my story a couple times of how it is that we got here and why it is that we do this. I guess it was cool. I got to tell someone the story about, how I met Dan Rivers and how we got started with 570, because this is sort of like lightning strike stuff. So, these things sort of like don't happen on their own, and they don't happen often, only like once in a lifetime type of deal. So I was just a, regular service provider. I'm doing some subcontracting work for, other tech companies. And so I'm just a hired gun in the field. And I think this was in 2007, maybe 2008. And I heard Dan was out at the Eastwood Mall, and they were doing a remote out there. And this was early on in Internetville, and I'm pretty sure he had a regular phone line that he was trying to get data from or do something with. Maybe it was regular cable data line. But anyway, it was early on, so it wasn't real fast and it wasn't real good, and they were really struggling to be able to get an internet connection. And I heard them on the radio struggling. And I was close enough that I ran out there, and I had a little, you remember those little tiny laptops? They were called netbooks. So they were like $50 or really inexpensive laptops. The screens were, maybe 7 inches or something like that. And so I had one of those with me, and I had a little MiFi card where this was a little PCMCIA that you put it into the side of the computer and had a little antenna on it, and it received cellular data. It was uber expensive. I mean, it was super expensive, and it wasn't all that fast. But I thought, okay, well, if this guy needs it, I ran out there and I set up my little laptop, and I plugged his laptop into a little switch, and I used my laptop as a modem and shared the internet connection. This had to have been Windows XP. I can't imagine it being anything newer than that on it. But anyway, so I shared, it might have been Windows 7. Anyway, so I shared my internet connection with him, and I got him going. And so I rescued Dan out at the mall. I said, hey, you know what? I was with another company at the time, and I said, hey, we're going to be starting residential services, and we've always done commercial service. We never really got into it. I said, we're contemplating residential services, which means that we're probably going to do some advertising. Your station, I listen to you. I listen to talk radio all the time. So let's start with you guys and maybe do some advertising. And he and I got talking between breaks about some of the stuff he's into, and he was a tinkerer. He liked delving into the technology stuff. So he had 1,000,001 questions about what we were dealing with at the time. And I think he had a Gateway laptop at the time. And we talked a bunch about Gateway and industry standard versus proprietary. And we got into some political. He said, hey, why don't you come on the radio with me? And I wasn't really prepared. I wasn't a radio guy. My voice was this squeaky mouse thing. I never would have guessed in 1,000 years that I would be able to go on the radio and be able to be listened to for more than a little small segment because of, what I thought I sounded like. So anyway, we went on the radio and we got on there for 20 seconds talking about where things were at. And he said, hey, why don't we take some calls? And I tell you, we got inundated with a bunch of people that liked computers, and they started asking questions about stuff that they were dealing with. So there's this huge pent-up demand from this demographic that listens to talk radio to see, that wanted some questions answered. And we were both onto something in that moment. We thought, okay, well, here's you just can't go down to your library. This age group is not going to go back to college. Where are they going to get this education if they're not getting it here on the radio? And there really wasn't a good answer. So we kind of teamed up and sort of it was a good segment to add into his programming because that was his audience, and it was fun to do, and it broke the monotony of the constant political talk up with some technology. He liked it, and it was great. It was good fun on our part and fun on the listenership part. And we must have gone maybe every 4 or 5 times we did segments on his regular program before he called me and said, hey, let's try something on the weekend. And I swear it was maybe a 30-minute segment on the weekend, because I knew he probably thought I couldn't fill up 30 minutes, let alone, the hour and 2 hour the 2 hours that this show has become. So it was, again, lots of fun. And I don't know how, if I even planned to do it, that it would even, it could ever worked out. But it was magic because his audience and my company and myself, we just meshed so well right from the very beginning, because I was eager to share information. I wasn't one of those people who would, to hoard the information and only deal with people who were paying customers. I really wanted to set a venue where we're giving the information away for free, so we make everybody more proficient users. I mean, I say that every show. My goal is to make proficient users, not to send people to my door to sell computers or do computer service. I want to make more proficient users because, I indirectly benefit for having more users. So I want to create tons of users who are really good at this and buy equipment all the time. And because I shared information early on, I want them to come back to me and buy stuff from me because of that loyalty. I don't want to make anybody purchase from me. And so this is the free version of what we do. And then my office is the paid version of what we do. And our customers have been really great about knowing those boundaries. When they want something for free and they want to get into new territory, boom, this show is for them. And so, that's sort of like where it came and how it became. We started tying in current events and a little bit of politics and, a little bit of technology news. And we've been toying with all kind of topics. Whatever's good makes for good radio, we've brought to this program, just because this venue, I always want to see talk radio flourish no matter what market it's in. And I 570 has a really good they have a really good system for fostering this, what happens here on Saturday is they bring experts from the real marketplace and they come on the radio and they share their hearts out with you. And you don't get that in every market. So I'm really proud to be included in the group of really intelligent people that they have brought to the table to share with you, the audience out there. It gives us something great to do on a Saturday. You can be working on other things. And I have a habit of kind of turning it on first thing in the morning and listening to it all Saturday long when I'm, working outside or something like that. It's the same, we get talk radio on the political side all week long, but on the weekends, we get a little bit of different kind of development, a little bit of thought-provoking. So I've been real lucky to be included in this group, and I'm really thankful that, this station and the people here sort of gave me a chance to do this, whereas a lot of fun, I think it does a lot of good for the consumers in the marketplace. And I know all of you, I've talked to you every day, and I know the value that all of us in the mornings and all of us Saturday present to you. So I want to thank everybody from the very beginning. I mean, we've been doing this every bit of, 9 years, almost 10 years. And, we're in the beginning, if we compared today's show versus that, it was probably rough in the beginning. And I appreciate everybody still listening in spite of, my radio presence being an underdeveloped thing. But I really appreciate you guys keeping me on the radio and 570 for giving me a chance. So again, you guys have, I'll tell you that we asked a couple weeks ago, everybody stand up and go support the TEDx talk that's going to be coming downtown, right? And guess what happened? Like, you guys almost sold out the place already, and we still have another month. Now, I'm going to talk about it because I want you to know that it's coming down, but this is unheard of. Like, in the first month of tickets going on sale, they almost sold the thing out. So I really thank you. There's a loyalty in this audience that, is unmatched. And so business owners, people who are looking for an outlet for advertising, this is a really good place to do it because of how loyal the listeners are. And, we're doing the Youngstown report, same thing. I mean, before the people who advertise or express interest in banner advertising, they're supporting our endeavor. Right? It's not just your traditional, hey, I want to know what your hits are and your visits and your unique. I mean, it's not like that. These people are supporting it. They're advertising because they're propping it up and giving it a chance. And so the business rules don't apply here. This is like a family that extends itself to help everybody involved. So when when you bring your business to the advertisers here and the salespeople, it's not just a slinging ads at you. These are people that will help. They're in your corner trying to help you promote your business and do well. And you have an eager audience. Like I told you the story, I went to a customer that came from early on, like really early on, when I was still fielding residential calls. And I was there, and two other companies that advertised on the station were all at the same person's house at the same time. That speaks volumes of what this audience does and how they support everybody. So again, sorry, long-winded about that, but I really want to thank everybody who allows this to happen. And, most of all, the audience who sticks by us and does what it is. So you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate you and have from, the very, get-go from day one. All right, 330-729-9977. You can also text me here, 333-1570, and I will answer those text messages along the way if you have something for me. Let's go to Carmen now. Carmen, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
How you doing?
Good.
A piece of paper with a column of numbers on it. Is there any program or app that I could scan that in? It would look at all those numbers and total them?
Okay, so you have just regular paper. OCR is going to translate it from optical, like where it's on the copy machine or the multifunction, and it'll probably dump it into like a spreadsheet. You can import it into a spreadsheet and then calculate it once it's in the spreadsheet. That'd probably be the easiest way to do it.
I have a spreadsheet, but there's no. It's an old spreadsheet. There's no option on totaling those numbers.
You're probably going to want to download something. What version? What spreadsheet are you using?
It's a old Lotus 123.
Okay, download. There's a program made by LibreOffice.
Yeah, but I would have to enter each figure by one at a time.
No, you're gonna bring it in with OCR, and that's gonna get into like a notepad, and then you're gonna bring it into a spreadsheet. You're gonna import it with text delimited or comma delimited, and then it'll put it in each a different cell. So download LibreOffice, which they have a spreadsheet that's more modern. It actually has a summary tool or a sum tool on it where you can drag down once you have your numbers in there, and it'll give you a sum at the bottom of those columns.
So it'll read the notepad?
Well, yeah, you're going to import from Notepad. So your OCR program is going to bring it into like a notepad, and then you're going to throw a notepad into a spreadsheet.
What's OPR?
OCR, optical character recognition. That's a program that when you buy like a multifunction, it's a program that will interpret what it sees visually into a text representation. And that's the best way to get it in your computer. So if you have a multifunction scanner, copier, printer, that's the easiest way to get it into the computer.
Okay.
All right.
Try that. LibreOffice.
LibreOffice. LibreOffice.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Carmen. Appreciate the call. And a lot of people, when Word and Excel are the standard, and so you buy your $100 and some a year for Office, and then you get your spreadsheet and your desktop publishing, your Word. There are free versions, open source versions of that same kind of software. So if you don't use it all that often, it'll behoove you to at least get something that's capable of doing both of those things. I use spreadsheets like it's nobody's business. I'm a numbers guy, do a lot of math, do a lot of calculations. So if without spreadsheets, I would be a mess. So LibreOffice, LibreOffice, and I think it's .org, and then you can download it. It's absolutely free. And then as we just talked about, OCR it's a little messy, okay? But if you're comparing what it would take to hand key everything in versus OCR something in, the problem when you're dealing with numbers in OCR, OCR is usually good to about 99.9%, okay? So 1 out of 1,000 words or characters is wrong. So when you're dealing with math and adding things up and you went to OCR, that kind of scares me a little bit. Okay, so it might be easier when you OCR it to then eyeball it to see if something is, but that would be difficult. I'm not sure that, where it might save you some input time, you might have just as much time making sure that they're right. But I would definitely do that. OCR it in, bring it into like a notepad, import it in there, and then just go line by line and, have somebody read it off to you when you're going down. And it'll save you a lot of, especially if you're a hunt and, a hunt and peck person. You don't want to, have to hand key it in because it would take you a lifetime. All right, 330-729-9977. Thank you for the info about deleting Facebook. I really don't want anything on social media, especially Facebook. Pause or name. I don't even think it should exist. Okay. So, yeah, that was from our last texter that wanted to delete their Facebook. And, yep, so that's how you do it. Thank you for messaging us. I appreciate it. Okay, so we all heard that Apple is going to be $1 trillion company, or at least was. So when you figure that out, if you take what it was, the valuation of the company and how it's increased in value over time, it's $1 trillion company because it has robust sales and always has been. It's been a company that has been at the top end of, you had a $500 phone Microsoft, and then you have a $700 phone that comes with Apple. They've been able to maintain the premium on the products that they sell, even after they've become less than innovative. I mean, that's me being sort of like, I saw them from the inception, and every year when Steve Jobs was alive, they were able to reinvent themselves and really kept adding lots of value into the products that they were selling. And then after Steve Jobs was gone, I mean, it took a dive. I mean, it was the products were different. They just weren't all that much better. They didn't have an innovation curve like they did prior to his death. So, we've watched them. I thought, okay, well, this company's going to flatline for a little bit until they get an innovator that was in the caliber of Steve Jobs, and that just hasn't happened. But they've still been able to maintain that premium. So I really hope that company can find a groove with somebody who is, when you look at some of these characters like the Tesla guy, I can't think of his name, but anyway, he's an innovator. He's a push the boundaries kind of guy. He's pushing the limits. We need something. We don't need a conservative, somebody who's not going to go out of their comfort zone. These guys are playing really within the comfort zone and releasing the same products with a little bit of features, and they've commoditized the product. So I'm really surprised that we hit $1 trillion valuation at this point. But I think, if I were to make a recommendation when it comes to that business, they need to invent in the next generation of innovators and get someone behind get someone at the helm that is willing to raise the pirate flag, okay, to take Steve Jobs' place. All right. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and take some more of your phone calls. The phone number, 330-729-9977, or you can text me at 333-1570. You are listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
How can you extend your life by 6 years? Getting the right form of vitamin C. Most doctors don't look at our vitamin C levels. Walking around tired or just not feeling right? Listen Sunday morning at 8:30 to world-renowned Dr. Michael Pincus give valuable information. This Sunday at 8:30 a.m.
From America's best-selling automobile to the world's toughest trucks, there's a reason why customers are driving from Youngstown, Boardman, Austintown, Hermitage, even Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So come and find out for yourself at our all-new state-of-the-art facility on Route 46. See you at Toyota of Warren.
It's only one death somewhere, and then another. Not quite national news, just a local thing. But they've been adding up and up, year after year. Drivers killed by trains because the crossings had stop signs instead of gates. The state of Ohio likes signs. Gates cost money. What's another life worth?
Report on gated crossings and learn more at angelsontrack.org.
Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and the station.
It's the 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, Friday, August 3rd through Sunday the 5th in downtown Youngstown. Over 4 city blocks of entertainment with over 40 Italian restaurants and food vendors and over 24 retail craft vendors. Join us for the opening ceremonies on Friday, pasta eating contest on Saturday, and the homemade wine contest on Sunday. Children's activities provided by Oh Wow Children's Center. Join us for Sunday Mass with a procession and the grand raffle. The 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, August 3rd through the 5th in downtown Youngstown.
While the fake news media continues to attack President Trump, he's making good on his promises by passing laws that have made it possible for hardworking Americans to invest in what we call Trump bonus checks. With over $5 trillion overseas from various companies, President Trump has busted down doors and finally put that money back into the hands of American patriots. And in a shocking video that left-leaning media doesn't want you to see, independent research firm Seven Figure Publishing has confirmed the distribution of investment payments in the form of Trump bonus checks. Some citizens have collected a rare $4,280, $6,344, and an even incredible $8,181 per month. By the end of this month, our sources indicate some of the best Trump bonus check payments could be gone for good. Don't let fake news keep you from learning how to claim your first Trump bonus check. To learn how to claim your first Trump bonus check by the end of this month, stop everything you're doing and go to TrumpChecks.net before someone else grabs your well-deserved spot. That's TrumpChecks.net. Go right now. If you don't, you could kiss the greatest retirement opportunity in history goodbye.
iHeartRadio introduces your weekly mixtape. Every week, iHeartRadio creates you a personal playlist based on the music you're listening to right now. Your weekly mixtape gets better the more you thumb up and save songs you love. It's like a friend giving you a new mix each week with your faves. Plus a new batch of tracks we know you'll vibe to. Your weekly mixtape. Open the iHeartRadio app and find yours now. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. And Elon Musk, I want to thank you listeners out there for texting me the name that escaped me. My wife texted me at the same time and disowned me because I came. He's one of my heroes. His portrait is on the wall down at my office. It's someone who inspires me, and I couldn't come up with his name. So my wife disowned me for not being able to come up with that. I don't know. I couldn't. It just escaped me for a moment. So I was speaking about the innovators who sort of made up Apple, and that they're I mentioned this too. I had just ran down to a fellow entrepreneur's business on Friday, and for the longest time, most of my customers are business customers, and they're all in their 50s and up, right? None of them were young. So I had a big fear for the longest time doing this that the next generation of entrepreneurs were non-existent, where we were all going to be franchise service companies, national chains, that kind of stuff. And I was really getting afraid that was the case. And then this whole generation, there was been like 5 or 6 of these entrepreneurs that are in their 20s and 30s that started hitting our market really hard, opening some businesses, running these guerrilla marketing campaigns, and really doing impressive things. And so that's sort of that changed my feeling about what this area becomes, because there's some energy that's behind it now with some of these younger entrepreneurs, and I love that. And so what Apple needs to do is they need to harness, and that's why I said the next generation. Where we rail on millennials for not being able to put much together, and they take the brunt of our jokes and whatnot. And in reality, we really need them to catch the entrepreneurial bug and start inventing and innovating. We're dependent on it. All right, 330-729-9977. I don't know if we'd have time to take the whole call, but let's get started with Rudy. Rudy, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm getting ready to donate a tablet, and I want to know what I have to do to get rid of any personal information that I have on it.
You're going to want to do a factory restore. What kind of tablet is it?
I don't have it in front of me. It's actually my wife's, but
yeah, you're going to go into the settings,
Android.
and yeah, if you go into settings, under the system, there's going to be a couple of reset options. One of them is going to be factory restore, and it's going to give you a warning that it's going to wipe everything off of there. So you got to make sure that you've got everything backed up and transferred before you use that option, because it's going to wipe it back to scratch.
Okay, and I'm safe giving it to somebody then.
Yes, I mean they make tools that will allow you to take it even further. So if you've got really sensitive stuff on there, you might want to have a tech guy wipe it and then restore it, because I mean it's recoverable to a point. But if it's pretty safe to be able to do a factory restore, and it's really difficult to get stuff off of there.
There's not much on it.
Okay, yeah, you should be good then.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your show.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. I appreciate you being out there. Appreciate you calling the program. All right, so. Let's see, any more messages here? Before we go off to this break, let me see. Text messages. So if you want to call the program, we're going to take another break, and we'll take some more of those phone calls. But if you want to get lined up, the number 330-729-9977. And Dan, I do see you out there, so make sure you hold on the line. Don't go anywhere, because I'll make sure I come to you when we come back. And if you want to text me, those we've been reading those messages on the air here, 333-1570. You can text those to me, and I'll make sure that I read them. Again, 330-729-9977. So if you have any questions, I mean, this is not just troubleshooting questions. If you've got topics that you want to know about what's going on in tech, or want to talk about Tesla, or have your opinion on Facebook, feel free to call. Again, 330-729-9977. When we come back, we'll talk to Dan. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
The Scrappers return to Eastwood Field for a 3-game homestand, August 5th through the 7th, against the State College Spikes. Highlighting the homestand is team poster giveaways, adoption awareness night, every Monday matters, and peanut-free night. For more information, call 330-505-0000. Friend us on Facebook or visit us at mvscrappers.com. The 2018 season is presented by the Eastwood Mall Complex. Scrappers Baseball, baseball with bite.
We've got over 75 18 Ford Escapes all on sale. That includes four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Save now, like the 18 Ford Escape for only $19,900, or lease for $249 a month for 36 months, zero out of pocket. With approved credit, just sign and drive a new Escape for only $249 a month. Visit us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Time is 2 o'clock. For antique oak flooring, go to BairdBrothers.com. This is News Radio 570, WKBN, Youngstown.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. A rally in the hometown of the NRA, the March for Our Lives protest today in Fairfax, Virginia, calling for stronger gun laws. It's part of a nationwide tour organized by survivors of the fatal shooting at a school in Florida and the parents of some who didn't. Fred Guttenberg lost his daughter Jamie in the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High.
Everyone says, give it time. It's going to get easier. That's a lie. It doesn't get easier. Every day is a new reminder of what we lost.
Meanwhile, on the West Coast, police in Portland, Oregon are asking participants in an alt-right rally and counter demonstrations to leave their weapons at home. The Justice Department says it will appeal a court ruling that orders the Trump administration to restore DACA. ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes.
It's not the first time this federal trial court judge in Washington, D.C. has ruled against the Trump plan to demolish the DACA program. In April, the court gave the administration 3 months to explain itself, but now the court has ruled Trump's plan is unconstitutional and unlawful.
Another court ruled that it's the government's responsibility to track down undocumented parents who were separated from their children at U.S. borders. In Chicago, temperatures are well into the 90s, making more than just the music hot today at Lollapalooza. Kayla Michelati is among the more than 100,000 people expected to sweat it out at the music festival.
Taking lots of breaks. You don't have to see everybody. You don't want to roast in the sun all day. Take some breaks, sit in the shade. It's just as fun in the back of the shade as it is up front.
Hydration stations have been set up. Medical teams are at standby. Yesterday, more than 3 dozen attendees were sent to the hospital with heat-related issues. Hot, humid weather is triggering severe storms along the East Coast today. The National Weather Service says they included a tornado in Worcester County, Massachusetts. You're listening to ABC News.
Here's what's happening in the Valley. Bond has been set at $250,000 in a Canton Municipal Court for Scott Winter. He's accused there of strangling a dog and killing it back in March at his home in Canton. Also, new charges have been filed in Warren Municipal Court in the alleged animal cruelty case spanning 2 counties. 27 First News reports the Warren home of Winter, who is accused of killing and skinning a pit bull, is now condemned. His girlfriend, Victoria Young, remains in Trumbull County Jail and is facing additional charges. Investigators say she left the dog in the road after it was hit by a car, even though it was still alive. Detectives say the Warren home was in deplorable condition. They also say they found a green spiral notebook labeled dogs with recipes inside. The man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend last summer and driving her body to Western New York State pleaded guilty, bringing the year-old murder case to a conclusion. 27 First News reports prosecutors say Jashawn Elliott got angry with Anvia Mickens over another man, strangled her, and stabbed her 23 times. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. The State Highway Patrol has confirmed an accident earlier this morning has caused the westbound lane of I-76 in Mahoning County to be closed at mile marker 55. They say the westbound lanes are closed east of 534 and expect traffic delays. Traffic's being detoured from Bailey Road to Mahoning Avenue to State Route 534. A 2-year investigation by the FBI and a Mahoning Valley Law Enforcement Task Force led to federal drug and weapon charges. Arrested included Eva Weissel of Youngstown and Jonathan Brown of Austintown. Federal prosecutors say the suspects were trafficking in cocaine. Police in Newcastle have made an arrest in an early morning shooting that happened yesterday. Harold Davis of Newcastle is charged with attempted homicide, aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. They say Davis pulled out a handgun and shot Andre Robinson multiple times, all starting from an argument between Davis and Robinson in the 100 block of Wallace Avenue. Police are looking for Latrell Jackson, Otis Simmons, and Brittany Thomas, all 3 suspects accused of a home invasion in Youngstown that happened on Beechwood Place July 31st. The men were recently released from prison after serving time on homicide convictions. From the Power Chevrolet Buick GMC of Calcutta, Ohio newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 2:30. Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charley's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charley's. Cool your home this summer. Call Mazza Heating and Cooling in Girard, your factory-authorized Bryant dealer. Now, the Storm Team 27 forecast.
Temperatures will climb to the mid-80s today. Expect a mix of sun and clouds. Small risk for a stray shower this afternoon. Temperatures will drop back into the mid-60s tonight with mainly clear skies. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
Wondering where do I go for the best fence materials and installation? Then contact the experts on fence at the Fence Store, Esterly Fence Company. There, the fence professionals can advise you on fencing of all types: custom wood fence, chain link fence, vinyl fence, and ornamental fence. And Esterly Fence is a proud member of the Better Business Bureau and the American Fence Association. Call the Fence Store, 330-549-9863. Toll free, 1-888-549-9863. Esterly Fence. We grow through quality and service.
John Deere Z-Track 900 Series zero-turn mowers were designed with commercial mowing customers in mind. Our E, M, and R Series mowers feature our legendary 7-iron decks, ergonomic controls, heavy-duty transmissions, and a mow-all-day fuel tank. From value-driven models to the ones with the ultimate features, the Z-Track 900 Series has something for everyone, not to mention a 3-year, 1,500-hour warranty. Visit Land Pro Equipment's 3 locations: East Palestine, Stoneboro, and Fairmount City, Pennsylvania.
Hi, this is Dan Rivers. We're back with another year of Tribe Replay, brought to you by Stadium GM Superstore in Salem. Win a 5 Points car wash, an oil change from Stadium, a Pizza Hut pizza, and a monthly grand prize of Indians tickets and dinner at Chili's Bar and Grill. Weekdays, 8:30, 570 WKBN. For lunch and special occasions, it's Overture's Restaurant with chef extraordinaire Jeff Crystal, downtown next to the Dior Performing Arts Center.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and this is your show where we get to talk about things that are happening in the tech world. We'll open up the phone lines to you and let you ask questions and talk about topics that you're interested in, and we share that stuff publicly so that people who are just getting started on this path can live vicariously, learn vicariously through the experiences of all of us. And so we share that information and sort of help everyone. Throughout the, wherever, it doesn't matter if you're in their audience, we have people that are total experts, that are seasoned professionals and have been doing this for years. And then we have people who are just getting started and everyone in between. And so whereas our seasoned experts help in the background and they send me messages along the way and answer those questions, pretty much you can throw anything at me and through our audience in some way, we will get you figured out. Phone number, 330-729-9977. Dan's been holding on a while, so let's go there first. Dan, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Joe.
Sure.
I am. I don't have a computer question, but my question's more related and comments more related to the efforts that you're taking to help local entrepreneurs and inventors. I happen to be working on a regional initiative to help also do that as well, because I do really think that we definitely need a lot more jobs, and so I was wondering if you have is there a way I can talk with you off the air about the initiative that I am involved with?
Yeah, absolutely. You can email me, joe@youngstowncomputer.com, and leave your contact information. And when we get around to next week, I'll give you a call, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you.
Yeah, there's other people involved too, but I think over the next 10 to 15 years, we have to take a different approach, and we have to really get serious about increasing upward mobility and creating more inventors, more social entrepreneurs. I think it's the risk takers that creates the jobs. And by the year 2030, we're going to have over 100 million baby boomers leaving the workforce. So I do think that, of course, President Trump, he's one man. I think there's some positive short-term signs, but I think long-term we have a lot of challenges. So I look forward to talking with you about that, Joe.
Awesome. All right, Dan, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
Take care. I kind of shared with you in the beginning when we started this whole our effort into helping what's going on downtown, is that when we look at sort of our marketplace, you have the two sides of it. You have the people who are status quoers who just want to get by and do what we've always done, and then you have the change makers, the people who we have this great opportunity to rebuild anything that we want. All it's going to take is people who selflessly put themselves out there, right, for the end result that when we get good things happening, everybody benefits from it. So, I'll make the statement that I want our costs to go up, right? I want the goods that we buy to go up. I want our housing to go up. I want our labor costs to go up. I want our insurances to go up. It means if our costs are going up, it means that we are adding value into what we're producing here. And, we were racing to the bottom to commoditize everything and everybody, and we sort of lost our niche where we are inventors. We are the Thomas Edisons, and we are the Elon Musks and the Steve Jobs. I mean, they're not anything special other than they encapsulated what's built into our genetics, which we are creators, right? And so here in Youngstown, we're this laboratory. We can start off, anybody that's listening out there has the ability in our marketplace to get going. There's nothing in your way. There's not a shortage of anything. It's so cheap to get started, right? We have unlimited resources. We have rail. We have transportation. We have every tool and die and every insurance and every product that's imaginable on the planet. There's no disconnections here from our marketplace. And so it's cheap enough and the competition isn't so fierce that anybody can get started. So when Dan calls and says there are people that are observing this and say that this is a sin that we're sitting on and waiting to get back into, the old school thinking that one big company is going to come and rescue us, when we have all of this talent and all this expertise. All it's going to take is that people from every generation to put themselves out there to be on the hook, and then us as the public to support them. That's the big thing. It's going to get great, and it always does. We always have this turnover where we do something really great and then we eat ourselves, and we turn over and do something great and then we eat ourselves. Where I want to keep the support going long beyond the first initial. I mean, we're so quick that if we have someone put themselves out there and we have a little bit of trouble, everybody sabotages it and bails on it. Right? It's a messy job creating stuff. And if you look at Steve Jobs' history and all these people that were big creators, they have just as many failures as they do successes. And the minute that we as a community decide to bail on someone who's putting themselves out there, let people fail and give them forgiveness out there. Let people, don't have a fear that it's a career ender and the public's going to turn their back the minute that something smells a little weird, right? Let's be that community that jumps on board and supports everybody that's involved, and that'll attract more people to get involved. There are half the smart people out there that can solve most of our problems are too afraid of us, the public, that we're going to somehow demonize them the minute that something looks like it's going south. So I'm pumping up the community and saying, hey, we got this great audience here that supports these, this great standards that the people who sell in this marketplace, and it works out so well. We can extend that beyond this market, the radio market and the TV market, and anywhere that we can get somebody's attention, we can tell them, get on board with Youngstown, not in this idealistic sense where, you have my support, but I'm not getting off my couch. I'm talking all in. Jump off the couch, get involved, shop and support with those people. Spend your money with the people that are in our community, and then when they build businesses and hire people, they pay taxes, and our community grows one generation, one cycle. We're putting money back into our own communities and growing it one cycle at a time. And it's not, doing that one cycle, you're not like, hey, you know what, well, it didn't directly benefit me, I'm out, right? I'm still going to go to the events downtown. I'm going to still buy products. I'm still going to use services, even if they cost me more money. Even if I can get it cheaper somewhere else, I'm going to spend my money with the people of this community, because me spending more money drives up the value of the people that are here. That's what I want to happen. Cost is not the only deal. Like the computers that I sell, I can sell you one for $980, right? You can buy one cheaper than $980, and I'm not going to begrudge you going out there and looking for price, but I'm going to pay people to assemble those and support those and work on new configurations and put time and effort in it. You're not buying a computer. That's just a commodity. Anybody can sell a computer. You're buying one that I put together that comes with Youngstown Computer. When you support buying one of my computer, I know you're not only buying on price. And that's the outlook is, if you want wages to go up and you want our marketplace to go up, you're going to spend beyond just trying to get to the bottom dollar, because anybody can do that. I could buy stuff from China tomorrow. And you know what? And if we're building up a community and begrudging someone else to making a living or making any money, then that's that race to the bottom that I talked about. So, Dan, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate you letting me get on my soapbox, and it's not really a complaint. You hear the passion. When I start talking fast, that means that he ripped a page out of my playbook and said, Joe, I'm on board, and then that gets me all pumped up. So, my next deal, and I'm just going to share you the next page here, is that when we're talking to the 30s and the 20-year-olds, I don't want any of those guys to fall out. Business is a tough game. Okay, in the beginning, it's sexy, and you have this honeymoon phase where things seem to be going okay. If you survive the first year, it gets a little bit harder and it gets a little sexy. And by the second or third year that you're doing this, it gets a little bit harder just to get up out of bed and go through the struggle. And you start thinking, man, having a job is so much easier. There's so much less responsibility and so many things that didn't come down on my head when I attempted. And so that third year where you're getting some struggles and you're hitting your first set of, toxins, it's easy to bail out by that point. So I want to keep all of these young entrepreneurs going once that they're established, because it's easy to motivate you to get on the marketplace. It's really hard to keep a lot of them engaged for the long haul, and that's what we need. We need some ferociousness. We need some, we need some tenacity. So I'm going to do my best to educate and inspire and get people started and give them the support, even if they're messing up, even if they do something wrong. I'm going to keep everybody involved, because we're supporting you're buying into people. Anybody can sling a computer and fix a hard drive, right? You're buying into people who are trying to do stuff, and you buy into those people. And so that's the that's the overall. If I were to put a title on that playbook, it is transferring this from commodity based, where we just devalue it and try to pay the lowest amount, to putting it on people and supporting the people who are doing great things and trying to give them more money, not less. If I could take all the people who are doing really great business and take all of my business and pay them more than they were even asking, look what I've done. I've added a value to the services that they sell, and they can always do it better when you're not trying to starve and choke them out of the marketplace. And I think we do too much of that. So that's the overall goal. And all of you that are along the ride with me, when you start seeing property values go up, and you're starting to see wages go up, and you're starting to see the comfort, just the overall everything going up. I mean, I've looked at Jim Costler posted a apartment downtown that was renting for almost $2,000 a month. And I wanted to read the comments because this was like the eat the popcorn type of comments. And everybody's like, oh, that's too expensive. What do you think? You're a big city. Who's going to afford that? And blah, blah, blah. And I thought, interesting. So I looked at that and say, hey, we have an apartment that's $2,000. Let's have more of those. But you see the overall what's in front of us is we've got to convince a bunch of people that that's not, like we're just the armpit of the state here. We can't have a 2,000. Who do you think you are? There's no jobs to have there. And instead of people saying, oh, let's do more of those. Let's get me a job that could put me in that $2,000 a month apartment. That's what I want the new attitude to be. And if I don't say something, it doesn't carry. And if we don't have a voice like that, then it's not going to carry. If we got all these defeatist, negative people who push that line, then that's what we're going to become, a whole city that can't afford a $2,000 a month apartment downtown. It was an awesome suite, by the way. All right, 330-729-9977. Let's go to Randy. Randy, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Hi, Joe. How's it going today?
Real good. How about you?
I'm okay. I was wondering, I have a little problem with my computer. I got an email. Someone's trying to blackmail me out of $1,900 in Bitcoin. They had acquired one of my passwords, and I was wondering, how does one acquire somebody's password, please?
Okay, well, it happens either they trick people into giving it up, they hack a database that has a password in it, and then they start using that password with other sites. So if we'll say like Equifax, which was the popular credit rating system, they hacked their database, so they had people's names and addresses and stuff like that. Well, when they hack one of those sites, they use that same password and try it on other sites, and eventually, sometimes if you use the same password on multiple sites, they'll get it.
Well, let me enlighten you.
Sure.
One of my things that I do online, I do visit adult sites, and this is what they're threatening me with. They claim they have control of my webcam and other apparatuses on my computer. So I spoke with my with Armstrong Cable. They're my provider for my internet, and they advised me to do full scans and so forth. And I've done those things, and my webcam seems to be working okay now, but I tried to access it a couple of days ago, and I couldn't access it. It said it was in use. So I don't know. I'm just befuddled by that. I changed the password on my router also.
I'm going to tell you almost a 90% chance that was a random email that they really don't have access to your camera. Okay, we see that spam message.
It doesn't really matter because it's covered up anyway.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's not. It's the idea of the password.
Yeah, I don't think they have it. I think they're pretending to have it for sure, but I don't think they really have it.
They had it. They had it in print.
Okay, all right. Well, if you've changed it already, it could be that they either got it from you, they hacked a site that you've been to and got it that way, or they just brute forced it where they figured it out by using like a dictionary attack if it was a simple password. That's really the only three ways they're going to get it.
Okay. So do I have anything to be that concerned about now that I've changed passwords? And I added malware and done full scans and everything, and it shows absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, I would keep an eye on it for a little while because you don't know how they got it the first time, so you don't even know that they changed it or you changed it that they won't be able to get it a second time. So you just got to keep an eye on it, and every 30 days go through your password swap routine.
Okay. Well, if they get it again, I'll probably be consulting your store. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep us updated.
Anyway. Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much, Joe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the phone call. All right, we're going to take a break. Gary, I see you out there. We're going to take your call when we come back. If you want to get on the line, 330-729-9977. I will share a little bit more about the conversation that we just had, share a little bit more things with you, because this happened a couple times this week, so it's worth sharing. All right, you're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Are you a real estate agent looking for more listings or an investor looking for great real estate deals? How would you like to find hundreds of motivated sellers in your area before others find out about them? Go to listitleads.com. That's list, L-I-S-T, it, leads, L-E-A-D-S.com. Respond now to receive 1 free month membership to listitleads.com, a $100 value. With listitleads.com, you can search by city, zip code, or county and find hundreds of motivated sellers. More listings means more money. Beat the competition. Be the first real estate agent to contact these motivated sellers before the information is made public. Go to listitleads.com. That's list, L-I-S-T, it, leads, L-E-A-D-S.com. Make 2018 your best year in business ever. More listings means more money. Information is power. This information will change your life. Find great real estate deals before they are made public. Log on to listitleads.com. Listitleads.com.
Hi, my name's Augie Toombs from Toombs Bicycle Shop in Warren, Ohio, Warren's only Trek dealer. For 2018, Trek has come out with a new model called the Trek Verve Plus. It's a power-assisted bike that gives you 4 levels of power assist. We'll have every color, every frame size in stock, ready to go. Take it for a test ride. You will be amazed at what the bike does. Come and see us at Toombs Bike Shop, 330 West Market Street, Warren, Ohio, THUMMS.com.
Do you work with a team? Do you have an organization that you care about? The team at DMXI wants the Youngstown Valley to know that they are offering mobile digital screening mammography to the area. If you want to have your group or organization signed up, just visit DMXI.com and click the Mobile Coach tab to learn more, or call 844-870-3694. That's 844-870-3694. Let Dr. Adam Crouch and DMXI team treat your team with the best. DMXI, just off Todd Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Eric Clark from Fairway Ford in Canfield. We've got over 75 18 Ford Escapes all on sale. That includes 4-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Save now, like the 18 Ford Escape for only $19,900 or lease for $249 a month for 36 months, 0 out of pocket. With approved credit, just sign and drive a new Escape for only $249 a month. Visit us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Is your computer slowing down?
Yep, I guess I need a new one.
Wait before you waste your money on a new computer. Go to mycleanpc.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that could be putting your privacy at risk. Unwanted pop-ups, errors, or spam not only slow your computer down, they may allow third parties to track your activities. Go to mycleanpc.com for a free computer diagnostic. Increase your computer speed today with mycleanpc.com.
I believe that God created you, and He also created an abundance of organic fruits and vegetables to keep you healthy. Hi, I'm Dennis Black, naturopathic doctor and founder of Texas Superfood. Over 30 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and given just months to live. I started eating the way that God intended us all to eat, but finding organic fruits and vegetables every day is not only time-consuming, it's expensive. That's why I started Texas Superfood almost 20 years ago. And now I've created a new formula that's the best USDA organic certified fruits and vegetables with enzymes and probiotics, and have also added powerful all-natural herbs for energy and focus, all in a convenient capsule or powder. I call it Texas Superfood Complete Organic. Go to TexasSuperfood.com or call me at 855-TEXAS-55. If you can't, won't, or don't eat all of your organic fruits and vegetables every day, Texas Superfood Complete Organic is made for you. Go to TexasSuperfood.com or call me at 855-TEXAS-55. That's 855-TEXAS-55.
This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and we get to do this on Saturday. We talk about things that are happening in tech. We have a lot of great topics today, and we have a lot more to talk about here. You can get on the phone lines, 330-729-9977, and Gary's been hanging out a while. Let's go to Gary next. Gary, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Hi, I caught the tail end of your last call. I received the same email a couple weeks ago And I can tell you right now, they don't have access to his webcam, and it probably didn't get the password from a porn site. I did a search about this where they have the password in the subject line, some old password that you used, and there's a result from BusinessInsider.com from 7 days ago that's saying that this is a new type of scam where these scammers will probably just purchase some type of database of passwords that perhaps were from an unsecured site or unsecured sites plural way back in the day. I know the password that they had was actually it was a password I used, but it's a password I used like 15 years ago. And so what they're doing is they have your name, they have your email and your password, maybe not your name, but you have their email and password, and they're using this as an opportunity to scare people into giving them and sending them money, basically blackmailing them. So you just change the password. They're not going to out you in terms of your adult website habits and such.
All right. Gary, thank you so much. I appreciate that information.
Bye.
All right, take care. Yeah, that's awesome. And you know, I've seen that message come through one of our mail servers, and it had a variable in there that was reading information off of a stored cookie too. So they might have an old version, or they might be referencing one that's already sitting on your computer where they don't really know it, but they know what the cookie's called, and they can call on the cookie and make it display in an email. So I've seen. I mean, is it possible? Yes, and that's why I said it's a 90% chance that it was a fictitious scam. But they're trying to scare you and into, you know, and the message that I saw was like really broken English, like I don't speak Chinese well, you know, that kind of a thing, and they're requiring you to send Bitcoin, and it's everyone that I've seen has been totally fictitious, and so, but like the last caller said that it's sophisticated enough where they're using information that that they have that. It still might line up with what you have, but it might be old as well. So very good info. I wouldn't do anything drastic. If you think that you are infected, you might, you know, reload the machine or set up a new profile or make sure it is cleaned up as you can. I wouldn't take chances, but maybe go back and review it, the message, and see if it's the one that we're talking about. But there's 1,000 scams that are worked out this way that are just trying to get you to react, and they know 5% of your information, and they're trying to make it seem like they know a whole lot more than they do. And it sounds a lot like this one. So, Gary, thank you so much for the phone call. And let's see, a message here. I need a new system. Is there a straightforward way to rank processors? All right, this has been the go-to for the last 10 years for me. If you go to Tom's Hardware, search Tom's Hardware CPU, they publish a scored list of CPUs. I look at the ones that have both Intel and AMD in there. Right now, Intel Core i7-8700K is at the top with 100 score, which is the highest ranking that you can get for a CPU. But take a look at Tom's Hardware, the best publication for ranking CPUs. Hope that answered your question. All right, we're going to come back 330-729-9977. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Arthritis, back pain, knee pain, bursitis, fibromyalgia. Learn how you can solve these problems. Sunday morning, 7 a.m. News Radio 570 WKBN.
Home run payoff inning. We'll pick the caller, and if a player hits a home run in the inning you played, then you'll win a pair of tickets to a selected Indians game. It's all brought to you by the good folks at Boardman Subaru.
Here's what's happening in the Valley. The man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend last summer and driving her body to western New York State pleaded guilty, bringing the year-old murder case to a conclusion. 27 First News reports prosecutors say Jashawn Elliott got angry with Anvia Mickens over another man, strangled her, and stabbed her 23 times. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. New charges have been filed in Warren Municipal Court yesterday in the case of a Warren man accused of killing and skinning a pit bull. Scott Winter's home is now condemned. His girlfriend, Victoria Young, remains in the Trumbull County Jail. She's facing additional charges. Investigators say she left the dog in the road after it was hit by a car, even though it was still alive. Detectives say the Warren home was in deplorable condition. They also say they found a green spiral notebook labeled dogs with recipes inside. The State Highway Patrol has confirmed an accident earlier this morning has caused the westbound lane of I-76 in Mahoning County to be closed at mile marker 55. They say the westbound lanes are closed east of 534 and expect traffic delays. Traffic's being detoured from Bailey Road to Mahoning Avenue to State Route 534. A 2-year investigation by the FBI and the Mahoning Valley Law Enforcement Task Force has led to federal drug and weapon charges. Arrested included Eva Weissel and Jonathan F. Brown. Prosecutors say they were trafficking in cocaine. Police in Newcastle have made an arrest in an early morning shooting that happened yesterday. Harold Davis in Newcastle is charged with attempted homicide, attempted assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. They say he pulled out a handgun and shot Andre Robinson, all starting from an argument in the 100 block of Wallace Avenue. Police are looking for Latrell Jackson, Otis Simmons, and Brittany Thomas. The three are accused of a home invasion in Youngstown that happened on Beechwood Place July 31st. The men were recently released from prison after serving time on homicide convictions. From the Power Chevrolet Buick GMC of Calcutta, Ohio newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 3. For your home or business, call Mazza Heating and Cooling in Girard, your factory-authorized Bryant dealer. Now, the Storm Team 27 forecast.
Temperatures will climb to the mid-80s today. Expect a mix of sun and clouds. Small risk for a stray shower this afternoon. Temperatures will drop back into the mid-60s tonight with mainly clear skies. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
It's the 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, Friday, August 3rd through Sunday the 5th in downtown Youngstown. Over 4 city blocks of entertainment with over 40 Italian restaurants and food vendors and over 24 retail craft vendors. Join us for the opening ceremonies on Friday, pasta eating contest on Saturday, and the homemade wine contest on Sunday. Children's activities provided by Oh Wow Children's Center. Join us for Sunday Mass with a procession and a grand raffle. The 33rd Annual Greater Youngstown Italian Festival, August 3rd through the 5th in downtown Youngstown. John Deere Z-Track 900 Series zero-turn mowers were designed with commercial mowing customers in mind. Our E, M, and R Series mowers feature our legendary 7-iron decks, ergonomic controls, heavy-duty transmissions, and a mow all-day fuel tank. From value-driven models to the ones with the ultimate features, the Z-Track 900 Series has something for everyone, not to mention a 3-year, 1,500-hour warranty. Visit Land Pro Equipment's 3 locations, East Palestine, Stoneboro, and Fairmount City, Pennsylvania.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-573-9552. That's 800-573-9552. 800-573-9552. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charley's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charley's, 570 WKBN.com, powered by Donnell Ford and DonnellFord.com, where price sells cars and great service keeps customers.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I'm Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and we get to do this here on Saturdays where we talk about things that are happening in tech. I get to rant a little bit, and I think that's why they keep me around, because of those rants. It gets everybody fired up in an optimistic way. I mean, I get all inspired and ready to, kick the week's butt going into Monday. Message from Jeremy coming in on Facebook, so appreciate you guys listening out there on Facebook and YouTube. Wait, you sell systems now? Heard you say on the radio, referenced a $900 system. I didn't know if it was just a comment or reality, business or consumer. Okay, so I have a standard spec machine that I use for the commercial side. Both, people have purchased it on the residential, don't get me wrong, but it's one that, see, we used to sell machines way back in the day. And, Dell and Gateway came along and they ended up, being able to do it better and cheaper than we could. So it made no sense for us to do manufacturing when they were so, they were doing a really good job. Time goes on, they start using really crappy components, underpowered CPU or power supplies that were real limited, and we started disagreeing with a lot of the configuration. So it got harder and harder to sell Dell stuff as that started happening. So then we started putting a config together we were more comfortable implementing in the field. And so where our guys build it, our guys test it in, our guys load it up, our guys load software, we build in that time. So you're getting hardware plus a little bit of us in each build. Only because, if you want to buy a stock system that's loaded up with subsidized software, you can just go retail still. You don't need to buy our deal in order to be able to get that. This is a different thing where I can throw this on the commercial side and be confident that it's to a certain standard. So yes, where they can be built cheaper, these are our standards deal. So if you're interested in buying a system from us, the reason I don't advertise it much is we do a lot of sales in this department. And so, when we don't have a lot to do, I will advertise it. But when we're backed up and we're selling a lot of them, we don't really need extra orders coming through at the moment. But if you give us maybe a couple weeks, we'll get nice and caught up. And if you are interested in it, please call our office and let them know that you want to buy one of our systems. I do plan in the future to get an even more customized version of the one. We're doing standard Coolmaster cases and stuff that you guys have access to. If you built your own machine, it would be real similar to what it is that you're buying from us. The only reason it's probably the components that we pick out are real similar. We got, an i5 7500 is our standard model. We've got 16 gigs of memory and 8 gigs of memory. We got all of them come with solid state drives. So a real solid 430-watt power supply. We were getting a little upset at Dell because they, every Dell that they were sending us were 240-watt power supplies with that same configuration, right? Underpowered, they were proprietary, so they weren't even industry standard size. So if something goes wrong with it, I just can't go buy a regular power supply to get someone up and running. It got to be a problem. So anyway, this configuration is my favorite configuration. It allows me to employ people who can build machines and do it to the level that we want to put out in the marketplace. So to answer your question, Jeremy, yes, we do sell systems. Give us a couple weeks to get caught up. If you want to purchase one, for sure, we'd love to have your business. 330-259-7278 is the phone number. And again, not looking to commoditize the computer business. And we are capable of building any configuration you need. So if our standard one, our commercial grade stuff isn't for you, I mean, we can build a gaming machine. We can build anything. Anything that you need. So make sure you take a look. 330-259-7278. All right, let's take some calls here. Let's go to Cindy next. Cindy, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yes. How can I delete? Can I delete Facebook emails in all at once on my computer?
Can you delete them all at once?
Yes, Facebook only. The Facebook emails only to start with.
Are you talking like the notifications they send to your email?
Oh, yeah. Every day I get 5 or 6. I don't want them.
Okay.
I don't need them.
What program are you using to check your email?
Oh.
Are you using like Outlook or Windows Live Mail or Gmail?
Yahoo Mail.
Yahoo Mail. Okay. So Yahoo Mail will allow you to search. There's a little search bar at the top. So when you go into your inbox, you can search for, and I think the title is usually like Facebook notification. You can type that in there, and it will just show you ones that have Facebook in it. Once it shows you that, there's a checkbox off to the left, and above the checkbox, there's one that's right above the subject line. If you click that, it'll select all of the ones that are on your screen, and I think it'll let you do maybe 25 or 30 of them at a time, and then you can move those 25 or 30 to the trash, and so on and so forth. Okay. In the future, you can create a rule that will move those ones from Facebook over to your trashed ones. So even new ones that come in, you won't be able to see. It's probably better off though to go into Facebook and tell it to stop sending you notifications because you're not interested in reading the ones that are already coming. So you can turn that off altogether. I would probably do that. That's probably your best way of doing it.
Okay, I will try it.
All right, awesome. Thanks for calling, Cindy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care. So yeah, you're when it comes to social media stuff, you're sort of in control how they interact with you. So let's just say you were getting notifications via text message. You don't want to get text messages anymore. You can turn that off in Facebook. If you wanted to get messenger notifications, you can turn that off. If you go over to the top right hand corner for your account, there's a settings button. You can go into settings and you can specify how you're going to interact with social media. And I think by default, it might send you emails when there's a change in your profile or something like that, but it's not, you don't have to have that enabled. So I hope that helps you. Appreciate it. Would you, and this is a message that came in, text message. Oh, by the way, 330-729-9977 is the phone number. You can text me and ask these questions at 333-1570 if you'd like. Would you prioritize gigahertz versus cores versus generation and etc.? It's tough to make a hard and fast rule like that, because just when I say that, then the next processor will come out and it will blow it away, and it has, the same gigahertz, the same clock speed with less cores, right? Because they're constantly improving the technology. So at today, today's deal, the biggest advancements are coming with the additional cores. Okay, you got to think of it like this, where you're looking at the cores as sort of the lanes of traffic and the gigahertz as the speed at which traffic is flowing. So if you can get, would you rather have, if you were, let's just say you're shipping cargo, would you rather have 10 trucks going at 20 miles an hour or one truck going at 50 miles an hour? Well, of course, the bandwidth, as long as you're utilizing slower traffic speeds but more bandwidth, that you benefit because you can get more stuff to its place at the same time. And you have open channels. If you have one channel and it's blocked up, you have a bottleneck, and it doesn't matter how fast you're transferring. If it's behind traffic, then you're at a disadvantage. So I like cores. As long as software is utilizing cores appropriately, then if one core is doing something, you have one core that's available, then you can travel. Even if it's a slower clock speed, you can still get to where you're going. So it's sort of like a really messy analogy between how to understand the differences between. Now, the generational thing, that's the key here. We saw when they came out with the i7, the 8700s, that generation blew away. I mean, it was so much more of an advancement over the i5s and so on and so forth, that there was enough of a difference that they weren't even in the same ballpark anymore. I said i7, I meant i5. So you went from the 8500 to the 8600, and there was a big enough jump between the two processors that it, I would prefer, even if at a lower clock speed and lesser cores, that I would take the 8600. So that was a generational thing. But I'll tell you, if you look at the Tom's Hardware CPU chart, it ranks them on performance base. So they do performance testing between processors. They throw different things at it, graphics-oriented stuff and floating point stuff and most of the math stuff at it, and they rank the processors against one another. And it's a great rating. I've used it for years, and it takes, you can figure this stuff out on your own. You can do your own benchmark testing, but I mean, this is as accurate as you can get, and you can take a lot of the important stuff from a building standpoint and use this chart to formulate a lot of your ideas. So if you want to say, okay, well, what is the best performing AMD? Well, based on this chart, it's an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X, right? And it got rated at 98.2. Well, what would that be comparable with in the Intel world? Well, there's the Intel i5 8600 is a 99.91. So that would be within 1% or 1 point when you compare these two based on this chart. So the AMD scored a 98 and it's $370, and the i5 is scored a 99 is $260. So if you're buying based on that 1% chance or that one point difference between the two, it might, i5 might be more beneficial. All right. So, but thanks for the question. I appreciate it. 330-729-9977. Let's go to Jim next. Jim, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. I've had Norton for years. Never had a problem with it. Well, I took my computer in for a little problem and straightened out what a tech. He took Norton out. He said, all I need since I have Windows 10 is the Defender. Which year? Well, then I was on Consumer Report, and Consumer Report recommended having Norton.
Okay, so this is, it's tough with these things because there's a lot of subjective advice you're going to get in there. So for years, we recommended Norton antivirus, the Norton antivirus, Norton anti-spyware, and that was years. That was probably 5 years. They were probably the best performance profile versus the protection you receive for that give. Now, nowadays, I wouldn't touch Norton with a 10-foot pole because what they did was they added their security package that really is difficult to disassemble from the antivirus. So you got sort of security along with the antivirus scanning. So it's really tough to sell it because there were some problems that were attached through it. So I'm also going to advise you the same thing, where if you're in a really high risk scenario where you really want to control it, you got a 12-year-old kid that's using a computer, I'd throw something at it like Norton antivirus because it's the protection's a little bit ratcheted up. You get a little bit more. You're giving up some performance on it, but it's more protection. In my profile, I wouldn't use Norton because I'm not really willing to give up the performance for it. Where Windows 10 got really good at the virus side of things, we just throw like Malwarebytes at it for the malware side of things. So
I have Malwarebytes Pro. Consumer Report also recommended free Avast.
We've used free Avast, and it's one of those things where if you didn't have anything, then something free Avast is, Avast has its ups and downs. I mean, I swear, 1 year they'll be great, and then 1 year we'll have problems with them. So it gets hard to know which year you're dealing with. I like what works. So if you throw something at it and you're comfortable with the level of protection and it didn't affect your performance and it's working out, I would totally stick with it. There's no good reason to jump on it if it's working for you. But our advisement is sort of that middle of the road. So if you're using Windows 7, we want something kind of heavy on the malware side, like an ESET NOD32. If you're in the Windows 10, I would let Windows do most of the antivirus side and just do something that's covering the malware.
Oh, so you take Defender over Avast then?
I would.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go back. I'll take Norton back out again.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And it sort of goes against sort of reason a little bit, where you have an antivirus that's built into the operating system versus one that you can get from that's made specifically for that. And in Windows 7, when it was Windows 7, the operating system was a little bit more open and more susceptible to infections. So you needed something a little bit more hardcore. With Windows 10, they got a little bit better about natively protecting you against things infected. So things that could happen in Windows 7 world didn't exist anymore in the Windows 10. So you got to you're able to back off a little bit about what security level that you threw at it by default. Again, if you consider what you do high risk, where you're doing a lot of random research and whatever, and you're going to end up sites that you don't necessarily know if you can trust, I'd be on a machine that has a little bit more rigorous protection, especially if you've got kids that you don't know what they're clicking on. Then you need something that's a little heavier. But in most cases, if you're general public, if you got Windows 10, I'd run Malwarebytes to protect you against malware, because that's what we see now. We see a lot of malware, not a whole lot in the virus world. And Malwarebytes is really good about preventing that the malware stuff. You want to get the Pro version so that it's actively checking and scanning. But Windows Defender, the stuff that's built into the operating system, is really good about protecting everything else. And again, Windows 7, you want something heavier. You don't want to depend on Windows Defender and the Windows 7 build. You want something like Norton antivirus, that's security protection, or ESET NOD32. That's my favorite. ESET NOD32 is my favorite antivirus side. So thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Let's see what else. 330-729-9977 is the phone number, and text message me here at 333-1570. I'm just going through the messages here to see if I missed any messages. Elon Musk. Okay. And so, yeah, thank you for everybody who, during those couple exchanges, were messaging me about updates. And again, lots of really educated people are in this audience. So along the way, they're talking in my ear with things to share, good stuff. So I value the listening audience out there, because, like I said, everybody from the very beginning, the novices, all the way through the seasoned professionals, where we start talking about CPUs, and someone who specializes in them or sending me information, something that gets some insights to me that we can share with you guys as the listeners. All right, a little bit about Youngstown Computer. So if you are in the market for a new machine, we can build hardware for you. Like I said, we have a Windows 10 i5 machine. It's our standard with a solid-state drive, Windows 10 Pro. You can buy that. If you're interested in it, call 330-259-7278. Let them know you want to be put on the books. Like I said, you have to buy me a couple weeks here because we just rolled out a bunch of new installations, and which got us backed up a couple weeks. But I'm so blessed to be busy, and you'll never hear me complain about the workload that you guys have entrusted in our company. And just have to, like I said, be honest and share. So that if you're in a rush, this is, like I said, give us a little time. That's all. Be patient with us. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, take some more of your phone calls. The phone number, 330-729-9977. You can text me at 333-1570, and I will share those messages on the air. Otherwise, we're going to take this break, come back. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be back.
How can you extend your life by 6 years? Getting the right form of vitamin C. Most doctors don't look at our vitamin C levels. Walking around tired or just not feeling right? Listen Sunday morning at 8:30 to world-renowned Dr. Michael Pincus give valuable information. This Sunday at 8:30 a.m.
Marvel Universe Live, an action-packed live arena show. Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, and more. Unite for an all-new legendary battle. Take an epic journey with non-stop action. Don't miss a single explosive moment. Marvel Universe Live. Tickets are on sale now. See it live at Cavelli Center October 12th through 14th. For tickets and show details, visit MarvelUniverseLive.com.
What's your life worth? Or a loved one's? $100? $200? Seriously? That's what Ohio seems to think. They keep installing $100 stop signs and $200 crossbucks at dangerous railroad crossings instead of installing gates, proven the safest for everyone. Minimal signage? Seriously? Report ungated crossings at angelsontrack.org because bad crossings kill good drivers.
Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
From America's best-selling automobile to the world's toughest trucks, there's a reason why customers are driving from Youngstown, Boardman, Austintown, Hermitage, even Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So come and find out for yourself at our all-new state-of-the-art facility on Route 46. See you at Toyota of Warren.
Hi, Tom Bodette, hearing a lot of chatter about net neutrality, which has something to do with how much the internet costs, I think. Well, Motel 6 has put that thorny issue to rest. Wi-Fi is now free at all our locations, which means the internet costs, well, nothing. So you get a great Wi-Fi enabled room with no extra net cost, because charging for the net is just gross, and nobody feels any neutrality about that. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the Wi-Fi on for you. Book online at motel6.com.
iHeartRadio introduces your weekly mixtape. Every week, iHeartRadio creates you a personal playlist based on the music you're listening to right now. Your weekly mixtape gets better the more you thumb up and save songs you love. It's like a friend giving you a new mix each week with your faves. Plus a new batch of tracks we know you'll vibe to. Your weekly mixtape. Open the iHeartRadio app and find yours now. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I want to also urge you to check out youngstownreport.com. It's a website we put together back in, I want to say, December. Shortly after we had the Nutcracker that was downtown, I got a little irritated that we didn't do a really good job of letting everybody know that the Nutcracker was coming to town, and therefore a lot of people that would have supported it didn't come out. And so I put together a site for us to put together events and news items and so on and so forth. It's one of those things where in the morning I take a look at it. I hope that that all of you too will spend your mornings looking at Youngstown Report, and it's basically news articles that are aggregated from the rest of television and newspaper, Vindy and Tribune Chronicle, all that kind of stuff. We take all of the articles that are supporting Youngstown and we put it in one spot so you can get up to date on what's going on. And on the left-hand side, there's a news section or an event section that takes the bigger events that are happening downtown and allows you to know about them. You can keep track of what's upcoming in the next couple of months. So that way, if something comes to town, if you choose not to go, at least you knew about it. And that was my whole thing, that if we're choosing not to go, at least we knew about it. It was a shame because after the Nutcracker, when we had a third of it sold out, I asked people, and they said, "Oh, I didn't know that was coming to town. I would totally win." I thought that's the biggest sin. If we're not promoting, okay, if they're not spending the money to promote these deals, if there's just not enough money budget, or we're not a very easy to promote to community, that's a problem. I want everything that comes downtown or anywhere to be sold out. I mean, if we're gonna keep the stuff, we gotta sell them out. The stuff down at Covelli Center, same thing there. We started going to Disney on Ice things way when they first came to town, and they were all sellouts, and it was packed. And the last couple, there were seats. Same thing with the circus. Same thing with everything that comes down here. We're real good about doing it the first couple times, but we sort of run out of market when you've seen the shows 2 or 3 times, or something comes back to town. And I just don't want us to be like that. So, like I said, we're going to help the city promote itself a little bit better, and we're going to help consumers that at least they know about it. And again, if at least you know about it, at least you have the chance or the choice to either support or not. So I hope you'll go to youngstownreport.com every morning and check in it. We're going to be profiling a new person every week. Somebody you might not know that's a game changer, somebody who's making decisions, putting themselves out there and taking risks. So we all know who to support, who's bandwagon to get on. Because when people are taking risks, that's when they need us the most, right? Because they're getting a new territory, they're putting themselves on the line, and they need us. And so I want to make sure that we put people's name out there so that we can do our best to support their endeavors. That's what we want to do. We want to be behind them, not critiquing them, not giving them our opinions, but being behind them, supporting them wherever we can come up with it. And that's the goal of Youngstown Report. And I want to thank Daubenmire Insurance. They're one of the early advertisers on that site. And again, way before the statistics and the visitors warrant being an advertiser in itself. So I really do appreciate people who believe in what we're doing, and it's the only way we can pull it off is if they jump on and do it before it makes sense. That's the way we get this done. So thanks to Brian over at Daubenmire. Really appreciate the support, and I hope you will, as our audience here, support our advertisers as well. Okay, so if any of you, hold on, text message. Is there an app for the site you're talking about? There's a mobile version. So if you go to youngstownreport.com, you can pull it up in Safari or Chrome and add that. We did not develop an app yet because it's just, like I said, we have about a shoestring budget and we're just getting things started. But eventually, if the readership warrants it, we'll be more than happy to put an app together. In fact, we've got some people on staff that will probably be able to throw something together in the near future anyhow. But for now, it is just on the Safari or Chrome or whatever you use on your mobile phones or tablets. Just put in your bookmarks or put on your desktop, youngstownreport.com, and you can check it out. It's a very, like I said, it's friendly to mobile devices, so you'll be able to view it. So again, this has been an amazing show. Thanks everybody for calling in and sharing and texting. Had a really fun one. We will see you next week. Everybody have a great week. You have listened to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN.